Hello there, Dr. Dan Miller. We are looking at pro football in America 250, week 7 of the season. Just wrapped up last night with a pair of Monday night games. And week 7 of the season that we have with head coach George Washington and his new Continental football franchise that's currently outside of Boston in a semicircle surrounding the opposing team, the Redcoats, the other side. It's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. A lot of things going on. I wanted to say great weekend of games and so on. So I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did. I'm headed to the Colts game, by the way, this coming Sunday, courtesy of my oldest brother, Tom. So thanks for that, Tom. Also, quick shout out to my oldest. Is there such a thing as a great nephew, Eli Manship, on what has been an outstanding career at his local high school as a wide receiver? This is Eastern Hancock High School in central Indiana. Well done, Eli. So, when I started this, I did it because it was fun. I love football, played football, love football still. Family loves football. My family back as a kid, my current family that I have, I'm blessed with now and all of that. So football's a big thing. And it just sounded fun to do this whole thing, pro football in America 250. But I got to tell you, as it's gone on, the fun has never stopped, never left. But what has emerged more, or along with it, is the realization, this is very instructive, to think of this whole 250 years ago as a football team with a head coach and an ownership and all of that. It's really quite, and then to line it up with now and just see what kind of pops up through that analogy, it's really very instructive. So I appreciate you hanging out. Pass this on if you get a chance. So this is week 7, as I said. I've got written down here the points I want to go over. One of my favorite podcasters on pro football is Colin Cowherd. And he said last week or a few days ago something that stuck with me, and it's really our theme for today, for week 7. He said that the league, meaning the NFL, the league's about leadership. Leadership is owner, front office, coaches, head coach, coaching staff, captains, and all the rest. It's a league about leadership, and I think there's a lot to that. His point, by the way, is if the leadership is off along that way or somewhere in that way, then there's going to be problems with wins and losses and successes and failures and all the other kinds of things. So just to reiterate, I think that's very true. That's exactly where we are with week 7. So here's what I want to tell you. Coach Washington finds it. Now remember, week 7 NFL wraps up Monday night. That's why I come to you on Tuesday morning. Week 7, from the standpoint of 250 years ago, for us is wrapping up October 16th, last Thursday, and I'm coming to you then with these two week 7s put together. So as of week 7 in the America 250 League, George Washington has an unannounced, unplanned, and unexpected meeting with a 3-person delegation from the front office. The Philadelphia front office has sent 3 people to the Continental's training facility, headquarters, field, all of rest, locker room, to meet with head coach George Washington. Nothing was expected, as I said. So the 3 people show up, and this is exactly why this is so great, because it's the front office and the head coach. And so, hey, what do you want to talk about? And essentially, what they want to do is have Coach Washington reconsider the decision not to attack the British. Now, if you remember, a couple weeks ago, maybe it was week 5, we talked about, or week 4 or 5, one or the other. We talked about there'd been a first ever coaching and captains meeting, pretty much coaching staff meeting, called by head coach Washington, and he wanted their input on should we attack the enemy that we have surrounded, the enemy that's now in Boston that we have surrounded. Should we attack them directly, head on, frontal? And Washington really wanted to, to a person, the coaching staff says no way. So Washington, interestingly, backs off and says, okay, then we're not going to. So now we've got this 3-person delegation saying, hey, we'd like you to reconsider. This is the front office talking. We'd like you to reconsider. So that's where we are. He's having to reconsider. Now, guys, there's all kinds of ways you could cut and spin this from here, right? They're asking Washington to reconsider an idea that he thought was good to begin with. He's actually in agreement with them. Yeah, we should. We should have. I wanted to. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say, yeah, I know, man. I know. If I had a better coaching staff, we'd be at him right now. But, here's what I'm saddled with. Front office, here's what I'm saddled with. He doesn't do that. He could have gone to the coaching staff and said, had an entire meeting with the delegation from the front office, with the staff in the room, and saying, okay, guys, now you tell the 3 from the front office what you told me. Doesn't do that. In essence, what Washington's going to do is be very respectful and say, this is interesting, lot to think about here. I'll take it to the staff, and I think he knows in the back of it there's been nothing happened that would cause us to change our mind, cause them to change their minds. Nothing. So it's going to stand as a no assault, no attack decision. It's going to stand that way. We'll reconsider, and it's still no. But I just find that really, who's running the team? Now here's the other question, and I'm going to get out of your way. What do I owe them? If I'm head coach George Washington, what do I owe to anybody? The front office and the 3-person delegation? What do I owe to my staff, to the team, to the community ownership? That is the cause. What do I owe you or you or you? Everybody probably has a bit of a different answer to that. I think that's a very appropriate question from a leadership perspective for you coaches, owners, fans, and players right now. What do I owe the others around us? Before I let you go, I just want to remind you, as we ramp up to 2026 and the big 250 with July 4th, 26 and all that, I want you to remember that the Declaration of Independence that we'll be celebrating, and it'll be plastered all over everything, from underwear to sports teams, uniforms, and everything else, that's a lagging indicator in a lot of ways. That is, it is not the birth of a nation, really. What it is it's the nation's second. The nation comes from something. It doesn't come from nothing. What it comes from is a union, capital U. Now, some of you people who've been with me on other venues and other ways, other podcasts, I've been pounding on this. Union first, nation second. You don't have a nation without a union first in this whole story. So all we're talking about right now is the Continentals are in the Union League. They're not in the Nation League. They're in the Union Football League, the UFL. Oh, Lord. So that's what they're not in the national. Oh my God! I didn't even think they're not in the Nation Football League. They're in the Union Football League, and they have been since September of 1774. We're wrapping up. We're into our 13th, heading into the 14th month as a union. Very loose, new, still drying off kind of thing. Feeling out what I've got: 2 legs, 2 arms, all that. Really is that. The other person who agreed with me on this is Abraham Lincoln. When Abraham Lincoln was deciding what political party should I change to, I think it's in 1855, he did a deep dive into the founding documents, speeches, laws, resolutions, and so on, Declaration, among other things. And he came up and he said, you know what? It's not July 4th. That's not the birth. The birth is when the Union starts in September of 74. The Union is the birth of it all, and I agree with that. So it's Union first and Nation second. One other thing, he came up with a word. So he not only came up with the Union as a kind of an entity, he came up with a word, and the word was consent. That everything about it starts with consent. It's not elections, it's not voting, it's not representative, it's none of it. It's consent. So that was Lincoln's deep dive as he was deciding what political party is me. What political party do I want to be part of in 1855 or thereabouts? I'm Dan Miller, Historical Solutions LLC. You're on America 250 and pro football week 7. I can't wait till week 8. I'll report in after that Colts game. We'll see how that see how that goes. Hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you very soon.